What is up, Mighty Nation? Guys, I'm so excited about today because today is the first day here on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the good places that I got Mighty Meetup set up in my own social media platform. It's called mightymeetup.com. Guys, if you have not heard of process serving, okay, because I'm gonna repurpose this video. So those of you guys that are in my private community, Process Server Nation, bear with me for a second, okay? So process servers deliver legal documents. It was the first business that I had that allowed me to make 100 grand a year, 200 grand a year, 300, almost up to $400,000 a year, and it all started with $50 per serve. $100 per serve. Eventually we got up to about $99 per serve. And sometimes people would want to rush and they would, had all these add-ons. It would make it sometimes $200 and $300 per serve, right? Depending on what you were offering. So, but the thing that I connected this morning, I was talking to a good friend, Alex, who owns Battleborn Process over in Nevada. And we were just kind of reminiscing about the process of building a process serving company and how your mindset shifts. The more money you make, you start going after bigger fish. Like right now, I just got setting up appointments for wholesale for real estate investments that I'm going to make $10,000 a piece on. And to me, that's pretty normal. It's pretty, it's just par for the course, right? And so and that's becoming normal for me, but I'm looking for those bigger deals that are like $100,000 deals, $100,000 profits, buying mobile home parks, investing in multifamily real estate, right? So the cool thing, so anyway, I say that to say that the reason why I'm doing this process serving challenge, this 90-day challenge, is for you guys, 100% for you guys, because, if you can mentally get over the fact that there's a job that needs to be done, and people have no problem paying you $100 to do it, and then you can get the volume from these bigger contract clients, then you'll be able to build a company that has revenue that will make it worth something that you could sell one day. And so I'm building this Albuquerque process server, APS, to be $1 million company. And as we were talking about it this morning with her, she's like, that's actually not very hard. It's not very hard to do. And it's funny is because she's right. You get a couple contracts that send you, 10,000 jobs a year, child support division, collection agency accounts, the city parking violation letters that go out. You can actually be contracted to serve those. There's just so many different things that need to be served, right? You get on with these divorce attorneys. Like this one that I just got was, again, these are all litigators in process serving. But once you realize that, hey, I can go out and hustle, make $200,000, that's the cash flow that you have coming in, right? And you have a very high paid job. And then eventually you can transition over into the type of career that's going to allow you to sell it. Right. So you could sell that business, take that money and just live off the interest, right? Like if you could sell your business for $1 million, I want you to think about this very easy math. Let's do some easy math. If you can sell your process serving company for $1 million or whatever business you have, if you can sell it for $1 million, then that means that you can take that $1 million, you can pay your taxes on it. Let's just say you're still left with $600,000-700,000. Hopefully you did some good depreciation for my real estate folks. And then you put that into a fund that gives you 8 to 10% back every year. Okay. If you can somehow have $1 million sitting in that account, just to keep our math easy, if you can get up to $1 million sitting in those investment accounts, that's making you 10% is $100,000. Okay. $100,000 every year that you make just in interest. So that $1 million stays there and you're making $100,000 just in interest only. And so you can live off that interest every year. So again, you hustle till you can get the bag, and then the bag makes you money. So you're just hanging out. You're just hanging out. You can do whatever the heck you want to do. Now you can go hustle again if you want. You go hustle again, build another company to sell. And this is what a lot of people do. Okay, so we're here. So let's go ahead and get started. Today is day 13. And today what I would like to go over is, as I mentioned on our last video, I in this journey to build a process serving company, I found we were cold calling attorneys. And so we're going to do a little bit of that again today. So those of you guys that are on TikTok, come back here in a little while. Make sure to follow if you want to be entered to win my contest. I do a weekly contest. People, you guys are funny. I will be back. You guys come on back. All right. All right. Let me just edit. Let me just end this now. By the way, if you guys are not on TikTok, it is the place where you can get the greatest return for your efforts. It really is. And their ad platform is just crazy good. Crazy good. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into today, what I want to go over today. Let's go share my screen real quick. Entire screen. I get this wrong sometimes. I got to make sure I get this right. The cool thing about StreamYard is I can actually see what I'm sharing over here versus on Zoom. I'm just lost hoping that I'm sharing the right thing. So here on the channel, I like to share anything. If this is your first time listening to the channel, I like to share anything that will help you break free of the 9-to-5. And process serving is how I broke free of the 9-to-5, you guys. That's why I share it. So the problem, we want to create problems. And the problem I've created for myself now is that I've hustled so hard doing these cold calls that he sent me 8 jobs. I got 2 jobs from another person and then 2 jobs from 123 e-file I got to send out. So the problem I have is I got to go serve some papers now or I got to find a process server to do it, right? So I can tell you that having bought many printers and went through many different types of printers, this little guy right here, this little workhorse is the best printer you can buy. Sure, you can get the ones that you can scan and stuff like that. The best one is the one that has the double stack where you can put in a whole ream of paper and it'll keep printing. And you want to make sure you get a laser printer. If you're a process server, you have to be able to print documents and you want to be able to do it cheap, but don't go cheap on your ink. Because the ink, if you get ones that you have to replace the ink, oh man, it's a pain. This one is a lot more than this one, but I think it's the one that has, yeah, this is 2370 DW. Comment below, what type of printer do you guys use? My guys in Process Server Nation, what type of printer do you guys use? I know I've always used Brother when I was printing mass documents. What I would love to have up to 2 years of toner in the box. So 2 years, that's baloney. They don't realize how much I'm going to use it. Let's see here. High yield. Yeah. Mono laser. The thing I've always loved about Brother is it's such a workhorse. And if it ever dies on you, for like $100, you go get another one. You know, the other way to do it is to get a really fancy one that somebody comes in and services. But I'm telling you, this worked so well for me. I would print 1,000-page serves or court filings. We would serve them too, but on a regular basis, we would honestly, like on a regular basis, at least weekly, we would print 600 or 700 page, sometimes 1,000-page filing. Here we go. XL version. That's what I was looking for. XL version. $259. Not bad. Visit the Brother store. Okay. So nobody has any comments about, oh, here we go. I love my HP LaserJet. Yep. Yeah, you can do different things with different printers. I have an HP that's ink. I guess the one thing I would say is do not get an ink printer. Get a laser printer. Ink has always worked out terribly, but the laser printer, it's like a powder inside of there, and it can get real hot and it just keeps going. Chris says, I love my Brother. I didn't get high end, but my high yield is 3,000 pages. I use HL. Yeah, it's crazy. But you have to have a printer that you can count on. I've had so much problems when I first started. I remember being in my little apartment and trying to print, and I had this little printer, and I would send a document, just a 30-page document to the printer, and it would just about take a dump on me. Like it would just freak out on me and go, no, we're good, So I'm gonna go get a printer today. I'm gonna see if I can get one. I'm gonna see if I can get one here local because I want to print these today. I don't want to wait for Amazon to send it to me. So ideally, getting a high yield, getting one that has like that I can print a lot of pages. Put a whole ream. So there's some that are cheaper. You saw this one right here was only $100, and I would definitely recommend this one. But the problem with this, I almost say go ahead and do it because you could buy 2 for the price of this one. The problem is you have to get up and replace the paper twice as often. It only takes like 200 pages or something. Let me see. I don't know. It looks like it could take it. There you go. Large 250 sheet paper tray. That's not large. We need 500 pages. You want to be able to put the 500 pages in there. Just put a whole ream in there. That's what you want. That's what you want. So this could work though. I mean, literally it's half the price of the other one. So you take this one. Anyways, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. So today I got these served, so I'm gonna go get this printer. The other day we did a video, I think on day 12. On Saturday I went over how to find local process servers in the area that you can use. Go to Costco for my paper. Yeah, you definitely can do that for sure. You know what I did was I would go to Walmart and I think it was $18 for a case for 5,000 pages, and that's crazy. So anyway, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So today's Monday. I got a lot of real estate stuff I'm doing today on the process serving front. The goal is to create problems for yourself. Create it where good problems, business problems. I want you to start thinking about it like that. Like instead of thinking, well, I can't, and over analyzing everything. First of all, pick up the phone. I want to show you guys a tool. I'm not sure if I can stop the live on YouTube. Mr. Remove. No, I don't want to remove. I tell you what, I'm going to take down my YouTube. I'm going to unlist it because I want to be able to use it for my community. Inside of the community, mightymeetup.com is where I'm going to put all of the replays, just because it's more organized. But I think I'm going to go live on YouTube so you can watch them on YouTube, and then the replay, it will be unlisted. So nobody could find it on YouTube unless they have the direct link. So that's what I'm going to do. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely going to want to go over to mightymeetup.com, join the community. The video will not be available after. And the main reason is that YouTube freaks out about me sharing certain things. So what I wanted to show you guys now is I'm going to take it to the next level. I'm not going to go too deep on it because I don't want to lose you guys. I don't want to lose your because there's a lot here, but I'm going to show you a tool. Okay. I'm going to show you a tool. Now, this is a tool that realtors use, and it's something that it's so overpowered. You know, my kids would say in the video game world, OP, it's OP. All right. How can I do this without YouTube freaking out? Let me see here. Let me see here. It's going to show these phone numbers no matter what. Active client. Oh, here we go. There we go. So let me go ahead and share. Okay. So this is a tool called Mojo. Now, Mojo is a dialer that allows you to call 3 people at a time. Okay. I'm going to pick up the dialer here. And so what I'm able to do is call, and you know, for those of you guys that have ever gotten somebody from the Philippines call you, if you could get the right price for your home, would you consider selling? Right. That's me. If you're in one of my states, that's me. So I'm sorry, but that's how this works. So we create a phone number. You can have multiple different phone numbers that from their local area, so it looks like a local number calling them. And then you create what's called a drop voicemail. Now, this is the powerful thing as a process server. If you have any kind of company, actually, you can create a drop voicemail, which is essentially a generic voicemail that you're going to have the system automatically drop when it goes to their voicemail and they don't answer. And this is so powerful. This could be as simple as you saying, you know, yes, I was calling. I see that you're a local attorney's office here in my city. You know, you name the name of your city, you know, call specific areas and have a different voicemail for each of the areas. And just say, yeah, I was curious if you guys needed a process server. I tell you what, I'll give you guys a call back, but you could also visit my website, you know, at abqserver.com. I appreciate you. I look forward to doing business with you. Boom. What's going to happen, though, is you have to have a callback number that you're going to answer. So depending on the list I'm calling, I will create a different phone number if I want them to call my cell phone, or if I want them to call a voicemail line. And so anyway, what happens is you get to call not just one person, but potentially hundreds of people. Watch, let me go start Power Dialer. Let's see. Oh yeah, I clicked a list that didn't have any records because I didn't want them to show here and YouTube to freak out on me. So, but it would call and it would dial however many rings you tell it to wait. It would dial 3 different lines. You see, this is 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. It would dial these lines. And whichever voicemail picks up, you hit drop message. Another one picks up, drop message, drops message, and you just boom, 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 boom. I could go through 1,200 a day in a 4-hour day. I go through 1,200 phone numbers and leave voicemails for them. Now, if you understand statistics, this should be eye-opening for you. Okay. And this is the reason why real estate investors, the reason why real estate folks can make so much money, because they understand marketing and volume and statistically how many people do I need to reach out to. Those of you guys have been following along in the journey in the last 12 videos. It's been all about reaching out to people and prospecting for new business, period. Right. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Just like when all else fails and you don't know what else to do, pick up the phone and make some calls. So we talked about it the other day. We're going to do this again. I want to show you. We're going to make some live calls because I just really want to pound it in your guys' heads. This is something that's possible. Now, of course, you have these ones, all of these attorneys. I landed this one. This is the one that sent me 8 jobs. Okay, so I can start focusing on these other 2 since they're the top, since Google thinks they're the top law firms, right? So let me see here. Click on their website. New Mexico's premium law firm. Okay. They look premium. They look premium. Legal group, New Mexico Legal Group. Contact us. I'm sure I've already called them because I went down the list the other day. I'm sure I've already called them. But let me give them another call. I mean, I don't know if I've called them. Why? Because I'm not using a CRM, right? If you really want to scale this up, like I was showing you this on Mojo, you can actually, this could be your CRM where you can search for them in here. Right? You can put their name in here, and if you've called them or whatever, it'll show up here, show up with their address, show up with how many attempts you tried to call, their email, their phone number. This is what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to use Mojo. You can use whatever software you want, but this is the type of software that you could use to track and know if you've already called them before, right? 8960. It's called outbound prospecting, sales and prospecting. Mexico Legal. Hi, my name is Michael. I'm a local process server. I was told I could give you guys a call. You guys probably already have a process server, but I was seeing if you might need a backup. I could shoot you an email with my rate sheet. I just saw here you guys are the top. My email. You guys are the top New Mexico law firm. I'm like, I'm sure they need people served. Yeah. I can give you my email and you can send me that. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here. What is that? It's going to be HOH. Okay. ARA, that's New Mexico Legal Group, and that's going to be all spelled out. So AW.com. Perfect. And what was your name? My name's Haley. Haley, thank you so much. I won't take any more of your time. Just if you have any questions, I'll have my cell phone in there too. You guys can reach out to me. I'll even come in and pick up documents if you need me to. Good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. You're welcome. You too. Bye. Bam! Like a boss. Like a boss. Like a boss. If you don't enjoy this journey, get out. Just stop right now. I took the 2. I mean, okay, I shouldn't celebrate yet because I don't have them as a client, but I'm gonna get them as a client. You can bet those beans. You can bet those green beans. I'm gonna get them as a client. It's like it's like you pick up the phone and money falls out. I'm going to show you guys how to do this right now. Okay, so don't go nowhere. Let me show you this. Let me just make sure it's not showing anything it's not supposed to. Here, let's go click on drafts. What is that going to show me? Come on now. How's my internet? Yeah, drafts also shows something here. Hold on. Let me click on snooze. I'm telling you, this is why I created my own social platform, because, YouTube would shut you down if they see one email address or something crazy. So let me go ahead and share. Let me go ahead and share again here. Let's see. So I hit compose because that's what we do. ABQ process servers. Do you think that if they're the Albuquerque, New Mexico #1 law firm, that they're going to be able to appreciate the fact that the guy who has the name of the company of where they are, that they wouldn't want to at least give him a try? I don't know, maybe. So we come down here, experience process server template I created. I showed you guys how to do that in video 2, I think, or maybe video. I don't know which one it was. I should probably start labeling what I talk about in the videos. But anyway, I have this online link, which is what the other law firm found and ordered and sent me 8 jobs. So we're going to do the same thing here, but this time I'm going to say, we're going to keep it personal, you guys. You're dealing with humans on the other end of the line. And Haley at some point is going to get a tote of coffee or Starbucks or Dutch Bros or something from me. I promise you that. I'll probably even do a video and a selfie with her. So hi, Haley. Memory's so bad, so I have to write everything down here. I mean, my memory's amazing, so I write things down just because I want to be Positive affirmations, right? Yes, yes, yes. Lots of people want to sell their house. I got it. Okay. Hi, Haley. Speaking to you this morning. Got to be really sweet to the paralegals. I've actually taken many paralegals on dates when I when I built my first company. I remember one paralegal, I took her on a date, and her name was Luce, and she's very pretty, Spanish. She used to send me a lot of work, and I remember telling her something like, "I'm so sorry I didn't get that one guy served, and I didn't communicate very well." And she was like, "Do we really want to talk about this right now?" She was so heated about that one. I blew that date for sure. It was great speaking to you this morning. Please find attached a rate sheet, and I look forward to, well, I said a lot of things in here, so I'm just going to keep this short and sweet. I already said that. It was great speaking with you today on the phone. I'm going to take that out. Okay. It's great speaking to you this morning. As promised, a rate sheet is attached below. You can also order from me online here. Here's the link. I'm an experienced process server. I just give it a quick overview. I specialize in process serving hard to find individuals, blah, blah, blah. Albuquerque is a new market for me, and I would love to meet either you or a member of your legal team over lunch. I hear that Ruth's Chris Steakhouse is good, and I've been dying to try it. I forgot that I put that. That's good though. Thank you for your time and consideration. Okay, now I attach. Ooh, I think I deleted my downloads folder. Oh, did I? Let me see. I did. Dum dum dum. So what do? You come over here to Canva, and you come over here and you find whatever it was that I needed. And actually, I've been thinking about changing my my picture, because I have a professional photo. I have a professional photo in my rate sheet, but I had a really long beard. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Should I keep the professional photo with the beard, or should I switch it out? You guessed it. You guys guessed it. For some good old fashioned cowboy. I know what Desi would say. He would say, nope, do not put the cowboy in there. I don't know. I feel like a process server. I feel like it has a good ring to it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, dang, this dude's professional and cowboy. Heck yeah, let's send it over to him. Shoot. You know, I'm actually, for this one, I'm actually going to put this here. Personal. Okay. Anyway, what's cool about Canva is it will let you download this rate sheet as a PDF. Do not send this as a picture. Okay, please. I'm begging you, send it as a PDF, and they'll actually look at it. They'll actually print it out. They live and die by their emails, and they live and die with PDFs. They print them out all the time. Don't overthink this. Just do it. I like it, actually. I like the cowboy look. Ye mother effing ha. Okay, here we go. So we're going to save this as, I'm glad that I had to re-download it, because this is much better. Guys, you see what I'm doing here? Is I give them an option to order online. If they're the Amazon shopper, I'm not going to go into it right now, but the marketing principle of the Amazon shopper, if they want to order online from me, let them have a way for them to click and go, boom, whoa, here I am. Let me just order. And that's what the guy did. He sent me 8 jobs, 2 days. He sent me 8 jobs. He's probably going to send me 8 more, and I'm going to freak out, because then I'm going to have to go serve them. Experienced process server, new to the area. This is a little vulnerable, but people like vulnerability in a way. Like, oh, he's new. Let's give him a shot, right? The underdog. I'm new to the area. So gonna unshare here so they don't freak out. But if you call, wait a minute. Oh, her name is O'Hara. Okay. New Mexico. What was their website? New Mexico Legal Group. There it is. New Mexico Legal Group. I'm sending it directly to her. I think that's the cool thing here, is that she wants it sent to her. So that tells me if it's going to her, there's a good chance that she sends out serves sometimes. You start to learn this about them, about people. All right. So I'm going to copy. What am I going to copy? Actually, I want to BCC because I want to see what it looks like. I'm not sharing this part because it has emails and I don't want YouTube to freak out. Oh yeah, I'm going to send it to myself. Be virtual. Send. Hi, Haley. 2 exclamation points. I don't need 2 exclamation points. A little too excited there. Hi, Haley. Was her name Haley? Yeah, it was. Okay, send. Boom. Take mighty action. Let me get some likes for the mighty action. Okay. This is the ideal situation. You call them, they answer. They're sweet. You're nice to them. You ask them. Use the script, by the way. Chris has been doing really good with the script. I've heard him. He sends me his videos of him talking, and he does good. And so does anybody want to practice a script with me? Does anybody want to come on live and practice with me? I'm going to put it in the comments. Looks like it only showed up on YouTube. The StreamYard comment. For some reason my branding's off. Oh yeah, because I'm doing the Sunbelt wholesaler, Sunbelt real estate investor. There you go. Something more orangey. Does anybody want to go live? If you want to come on here with me and practice a script, you can type that into your browser and it will put you inside of my recording studio here in StreamYard and we can go live together. This is what separates that action that people take is what separates people. If you feel like you can call attorneys and or paralegals and build relationships and connections, then you can write your own paycheck. Okay. Granted, the paycheck's not huge. It's $100 at a time and another $100 at a time, but you then increase the volume and you have $100,000 a year business, right? If you find a way to offer more services like private investigation, then you can charge more money, right? It's you really in any business, but especially in this, you see it. You get paid according to the difficulty of the problem you can solve for your client. If you can find somebody that nobody else has been able to find, you're going to get paid more money. But you have to understand your value too. Like if you don't understand your value, like what you're bringing to the table and the leverage that you're bringing to the table, then it won't matter at the end of the day, because people will take advantage of you. This is why in business you have to be a little bit cutthroat, because people aren't going to, go come down to your level and say, why don't you charge more? It's very rare. But I did have one attorney who would always tell me, Mike, you need to charge more money. I'm telling you, you need to charge more money. He says, because other people would be charging around the same amount as me, but I would go the extra mile and they never would, so that's how I would get all the business. Pick up where you left off. Yeah, no. Well, we're done with Zoom. Okay, let me bring this down. We don't got any takers. I'll bring it down. Nobody wants to come on here and practice with me. But the idea here is I'll just run through it really quick. And you heard me do it. I didn't do it perfectly, but you heard me do it. Ring, ring. Hello. Hi, this is Mike. Hi, this is such and such law firm, blah, blah, blah. Hi, this is and this is key. You assume they already have a process server. To assume that they don't have a process server is to assume that they are a small firm that doesn't do litigation. Think about this for a second. If you're a huge law firm that does litigation, for somebody to call and assume that you don't already have a relationship with a process server is a slap in the face. Don't call and say, well, I was curious if you had a server. Now you have a negative response to you. Yeah, we already have somebody. We're actually really committed to our server. We love him or her so much. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. What you want to hear is, sure, why don't you send me an email? And you guys saw in one of the previous videos when I talked to the paralegal, he made it very clear that he was at that moment in time that it made sense for him to hire a new process server. I just happened to call and he went through 2 different process servers that failed him. Okay. And so I was in the right place at the right time. But the point is that there's an email sent. Remember, they live and die by their email. So now that I have their email, they're going to get a regular email from me once a month, and I'm going to be very careful to make sure that it's just the most related, most valuable email that's going to have multiple topics, which I'm going to go over with you guys here in the coming weeks. I'm going to break down for you like, hey, and Serve Manager does a really good job with their blog post, because whenever I would look at their emails they send out like once a month or maybe every 2 weeks, the Serve report or something like that, I'll congratulate them on that, because while their articles aren't really detailed, like there's not a whole lot to it, it's like different clickbaity type of topics that are all interesting as a process server. So you can look at them as an example, but look at other examples too. Other process servers who send out stuff, look and see which ones are the best ones. Like which ones are using video content. And so that's all I'll say about that for right now. I'll go into it real deep on one video, maybe like a 2-hour long video where I'm going to show you, here's how you set up your email campaign. Here's what you're going to include in it. And here's how you're going to make sure you don't get unsubscribed. And like I said before, if you do get unsubscribed from, it's okay. Like some people are going to unsubscribe. It's not a big deal, but you'll still be in their email if they ever search for you. So if they search for a process server, you should show up. The other thing the other thing that I told you guys about before that I want to repeat here right now, since we're talking about it, is this little thing right here. This is genius. I can't tell you how many jobs I've gotten from including the county names in your email. So when they, for example, when they go to search Valencia, right? This is what they do. I know because I've dated paralegals. I've worked with a lot of them. Oh, so when they come over here and they hit Valencia and hit enter, okay, I'm going to be the only one to show up because why? Because it's in my email, right? This is why it's really helpful too. I didn't put it in here, but you can put other things. So instead of just serving Bernalillo, you could say providing service of process. Since I already have process over here, you can reword it, providing service of process, skip tracing, surveillance, and whatever else you want in Bernalillo, Santa Fe, Sandoval, Torrance, and Valencia counties. That way, if they search any of those words in their Google, they're going to find you. You're going to pop up, boom, and they're going to go, oh yeah, we did. Yeah, I did talk to that guy on the phone. Oh yeah, I did use that guy one time. And this is how you stay top of mind. I mean, that's what marketing really is, and branding is really just staying top of. But you use little skillful tools like that to be able to make it happen. So, let's see. So I got one. That should be your goal every single day, is to get one paralegal to say, yes, shoot me your rate sheet. You can watch the previous videos. I show you how I made the rate sheet. And remember the goal. I've already gotten 12 jobs. This is day 13, and I got 8 of those jobs in 2 days from one attorney, the biggest law firm in Albuquerque. Now, I just spoke to Haley. She's with the second biggest law firm. I say biggest because they have the most influence. They're on Google. If you search on Google, they're the ones that have the most reviews. They're the ones that have the biggest clout. That's why I say the biggest. They're not necessarily the biggest. But anyway, they're the ones that people are calling. They're the ones that people are leaving reviews for. And so those are the people that I want to work for because they're going to send me the biggest volume. Seriously, you only need 3 or 4. If you had 4 clients like that sent you 2 or 3 jobs, if not every day, then every other day, they send you 2 or 3 jobs. 4 clients. Okay. Now what happens is how many jobs do I need to make $10,000 a month? I need to get 100 jobs a month at $100 a piece. And my starting rate you saw is 79, but when they order online from me, if they want to skip trace, it's an extra 25. If they want me to certify mail the proof of service, then it's an extra $7.95. Then there's the convenience fee. And I'm telling you, I've never heard anybody complain about this. They just order. They just it's not their money. Right? The law firm bills everything that you charge them to the client. So stop overthinking it and just put these things into place, put them into action, and you will become a part of the cog, and you'll become a part of their system of they get new clients in, they give them a $5,000 retainer, they hire you to go serve it. Your fee is kind of, maybe even if it was kind of high, maybe like $180. Over the years they've been using you, and you've gotten up to about $180, but you're the best. You get the job done. You don't make excuses. If you make a mistake, you own up to it. You communicate thoroughly with your clients. Like the guy sent me those jobs on Friday. I wanted to make an attempt yesterday, but I didn't even have a printer. And these are good problems to have. So I'm going to go buy a printer today, print them out, drive for 4 hours, and serve all these papers today. That's what I'm doing today after I make my 10 real estate calls on these deals that are being sold, each of which will make me $10,000 a piece. Right? So I've already scaled up to a level that's higher than what I'm doing for process serving, but I'm doing so because I want to teach you guys how it's done. You can do it. I'm not selling you anything. I'm telling you what to do to make your company make more money. I hear people, talking shit on YouTube and saying different things in these other groups. I got no time for the negativity. You want to take action? Take action. You want to listen to what I'm telling you? Go do it. Guys like Chris that are out there hustling. I'm not going to name drop, but there's some people who've messaged me who are like, I really just want to do this. And I'm like, okay, show up at 10 o'clock. Show up at 10 o'clock on Friday. And then they don't show up. Oh, I had to take this person over here, take that person over there, do this, and that. There's a phrase that it goes, be careful for the excuses that you fight for, because the more you fight for them, you'll get to keep them. And if you can keep those excuses, then it will keep you in the terrible situation that you're in. I butchered the quote, but that's essentially what it is. If you're going to sit there and say over and over and over, like, oh, I can't do it because I have kids. Oh, I can't do it because I got to take care of my poor grandma. Stay poor. Choose your heart. Choose your heart. What is your heart? You want to stay poor and like struggle, or do you want to kick ass and make money and build something that you can be proud of, that you can give to your children one day? Which one do you want to do? That's the end of my rant, you guys. I digress. So I'm out. I got a lot to do, but I showed you just a little quick clip how to do it. Make your phone calls. Okay. That's pretty much it, you guys. Like, again, this is Monday, so go out there, and the more calls you can make, the better off you are. If you can get on the phone, and people say, I read some of the comments in some of these other Facebook groups, and I'm just like baffled. I'm like, I'm showing you the gold, just do it. And then I'm reading in these other Facebook groups, and then I hear, and I know people who are in my group who are commenting, yes, send them a letter and all this bullshit. No, call them, tell them, I'm sure you already have a process server. Would it be okay if I sent you an email with my rate sheet? If they say no, then just move on. But 99.9% of them are going to say, yeah, of course. Let me give you my email. Why? Because they live and die by their emails. Paralegals have their emails open nonstop, and maybe over here on the side while they're over here in what's the software called? I can't remember. It's like basically they fill out one top of the document and it puts it on all the other documents. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. They got their software up, they're filling out their legal documents, and then they have their email up, and it's like a part of them. So if you sound nervous, you can practice. Come here when I come on 10 o'clock and practice with me. We'll say ring, ring. People think it's so silly, but this is life. You have to say the right things at the right time to get the right results. And the other way you could do is you could record yourself. Every phone has a voice recording app. Record yourself. Hi, this is Mike with ABQ Process Servers. I'm pretty sure you guys already have a good process server, but I was curious if I could send you an email with my rate sheet just in case you guys need a backup. Does that sound fair? This is a real estate script manipulated for what we're doing here. And I use certain words like curious and words like, does that sound fair? And positioning in a certain way that will get you the result that you want. It'll work every single time. The only time it hasn't worked, you guys might have heard in a previous video, was a lady that said, I was told not to give out our email and just to tell you guys that we don't take sales calls. So somebody else is doing this, somebody, but it might not be a process server. It might be just somebody else trying to sell stuff to attorneys, right? I don't know. But it's true that you do want to get the paralegals to fall in love with you. That's what you want. Just don't break their heart, because then you won't get work from them anymore. I know from experience. Keep it casual. All right, you guys. I'm out. I can't believe that was an hour. We went live for an hour. Jeez. I was having fun. All right. Well, we will see you guys on the next episode. Listen, if you aren't building a process serving company and you're watching this and you're on YouTube, actually, I'm going to make it unlisted, but if you are watching it and you want to build a process serving company, go into my group, Process Server Nation. You can also go to mightymeetup.com. Go to mightymeetup.com and join the free community. I'm going to be putting all the full replays inside of there. I will never charge you a thing. Why? Because I'm rich, bitch. See you guys tomorrow. Be safe out there.
For more great content like this and your chance to win cash prizes each week live online, visit www.mightymikereed.com. That's www.mightymikereed.com. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite audio platform. Until next time, take care and live mighty.